Duggan PA back with another one. So this is number 16 of my Women on TikTok Who Regret Their Student Loan Debt compilation. I have 15 other compilations just like this on my channel, guys. There's going to be a playlist linked at the end of this video, so click on that playlist. I really appreciate it. Watch the previous 15. And the reality is this, guys. Men are going to college less or not going to college at all because it's not worth the return on investment. We have a 77% services economy right now, guys. If you can get a trade, if you can get a highly valued skill, you're going to make a lot of money without going into all this debt. And women haven't figured that out yet. These women are going to keep going to these expensive schools, getting degrees nobody cares about, to get jobs that aren't going to make them any money. That's right. And like I say on all the rest of my student loan debt videos, guys, a woman's debt should be a disqualifier for consideration for serious relationship or marriage. Do not get involved with a woman with a whole bunch of debt. Credit card debt, car notes. Is she upside down on her mortgage? You got to have these conversations, guys, because a woman's debt is a reflection of her decision-making processes or lack thereof. So let's get into this compilation. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. I'd really appreciate it. Shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's get into this.
I often get this question when I post about my loans. Let me explain. Also, don't mind the fact that I am soaked in sweat right now.
First off, that sweat thing is nasty. Second off, she has $260,000 in loans as a physician assistant.
Jesus H. Christ.
Come on, guys. She's cooked. We haven't even got into this yet. I can tell you she's cooked. Guys, you have to have a number that's an immediate walk away. 50,000, 70,000, 100,000. And if a woman's above that in student loans, she's in the smash only category. $260,000? As far as I'm concerned,
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
she's cooked.
Gotta get that Saturday morning workout in, know what I'm saying? Okay, so I went to a pretty expensive school for undergrad. I did this because I wanted to be in New York City, because I knew that that's where some of the best hospitals in the country are, and it wasn't too far from home. I also had the thought that you had to go to the best possible school to be successful. So
Yeah, and how's that working out for you? Guys, once you get a degree, do people ask you where you went to your community college?
Nope.
They ask you where you went to undergrad?
Nope.
They ask you where you went to your grad school?
Nope.
I can count on one hand how many times I've been asked, oh, where did you go to school? And I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. Don't go to these expensive private schools, guys. Don't do it.
that's what I did. And because my parents made too much money for me to get aid, but not enough to pay for my college, I pretty much depended on student loans. PA school with all the expenses was probably around $100,000. That, along with my undergrad loans, equaled about $260,000 big ones.
Guys, put in the comments. Let's say you're dating this girl for a while. You know, things are starting to hit off. And she tells you that she has $260,000 in student loan debt. What are you guys doing? You guys have to have a limit on what you're going to tolerate for women and student loan debt, guys, because once you reach a certain age, most women are going to be in more student loan debt, and I'll say more debt than you guys. More debt, period. For me, it's about 70 to 80,000. If a woman has more than 70, 80,000, she's in the fun category only.
So far, I've paid off about 2/3 of my private loans, and I'm on the public service loan forgiveness plan for my federal loans. Praying that comes through in 3 years.
So she paid off her private loans, and if she does 10 years in public student loan forgiveness, they'll get forgiven. Now, guys, I think that the public student loan forgiveness program is great because we need educated, competent people working for the government that want to help the American people. And I know you guys might be thinking, oh, yeah, government's too big, blah, blah. Yeah, well, government's not going anywhere, so stop the cap. And since the government ain't going anywhere, let's try to get competent, educated people in there working for the government who actually want to help the American people. But this girl right here, man, it's over until she gets that student loan forgiveness, at least.
Debt reveal, credit card reveal.
Ooh, why she do that with her tongue? Ugh.
Student loans reveal I grew up around credit card debt, thought it was super normal. I've been paying it off for months now. I've decided to have a strategy about it. Please don't be mean. Please know that I'm trying my best. I know this isn't great. I know this isn't something that I'm super proud and excited about.
Well, then what are you posting it on TikTok for? Women can't resist putting all their business on social media, guys. They just keep telling on themselves.
I owe $18,231.74 in student loans, $1,562.77 of credit card debt, $644 of medical debt, nearly $800 in unpaid parking tickets.
$800 in parking tickets?
Jesus H. Christ.
How do you even get that high? Where does she live?
I won't be taking comments at this time. I was homeless like 2 years ago, so I'm not being too mean to myself about it. I didn't know anything about money before like a month ago. The plan is before I pay off any debt to make an emergency fund with 3 months of savings for my...
Did she say that she didn't know anything about money until 3 months ago and she's in her mid-20s? Sounds about right, guys. Sounds about right.
Life after I move out of my best friend's parents' house. My salary is $37,000 a year. I get paid every other week. After taxes, I make $1,133 per paycheck. It's not much, but since I'm not paying rent, it's a really good way to like get started on something.
So she has all these problems and she lives at home with her parents? And this $37,000 a year, guys, this is the average salary of a woman, guys. Average salary right here, $37,000. Actually, it's actually lower, so she's actually doing pretty good for herself. I think average salary for a woman in 2024 is like $34,000. So she makes $37,000 a year living at home, and she still is in this kind of predicament. It's crazy, guys.
On some sort of savings. This is my spreadsheet. Every month, I have budgeted $205 for my student loan payment, $90 for car insurance, $30 for my phone bill, $100 for gas, $85 for subscription. Credit card minimum payment is $70. For food, I have allotted $250 per month. General fund spending, $50 a month, which brings me to a total of $880 a month in expenses. Before my paycheck, I had about $100 in spending and then a $400 emergency fund that I had just started. After my first paycheck, I have about $300 left over, and since I don't have rent expenses, that $300 is going into my emergency fund since that's my first saving goal, and now my emergency fund has about $700 in it.
Okay, so I got to give her credit for even budgeting. I think it's like 40% of women don't budget at all. Almost half have no budget. Yeah. So I got to give her credit, but she has to dig her way out of this. And, you know, she should be happy that her parents are providing her a place to live. A lot of people, they don't have that luxury because a lot of people's parents aren't doing very well, especially in this economy. So, you know, I got to give her credit for digging her way out. $18,000 a month in student loans actually isn't that bad. For what she makes, she probably has a degree in what are the 7 degrees I always say women get that aren't worth the paper they're printed on, guys? Say it with me. Psychology, sociology, social work, criminal justice, some kind of studies degree. So gender studies, African-American studies, Asian studies, communications and education. I guarantee you, if you look at her professional resume, she probably has a degree in one of those. But hey, $18,000 isn't that bad. And at least she started budgeting in her 20s instead of her 40s.
It's so crazy how a lot of y'all are so short-sighted. A lot of you Americans are so short-sighted because y'all sit here and you'll tell me, I won't forget your student loan debt because you want us to pay it as if I don't fucking pay taxes.
Okay, so first off, I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably thinking short hair, tattoo on the neck, gauges in the ears, and this bad attitude. But let's just keep going.
I would be paying portion of my own student loan too if it was forgiven. Are you fucking dumb? And also, how are you sitting here arguing about paying student loan? I don't see that same argument, that same sentiment when they're literally wasting trillions of fucking dollars on a military complex.
Here we go with the whole military complex thing, blah, blah, blah. What's that have to do with you paying back the loans you signed on the dotted line for? I swear, these people, women or women adjacent, they don't think that they're going to pay these loans off. They're going to get it forgiven, or someone like you is going to come along, guys, and you're going to pay for it. The military complex has nothing to do with the fact that the bill has come due and you better start paying.
Where's that same energy? You want us to pay it? You want us to pay for this fucking billion-dollar fucking airplane? Where's that energy? American people just bought a fucking airplane that was billions of dollars. But you have a problem about forgiving student loans? Student loans! Y'all is so short-sighted.
All I can say is, you're going to have to pay. You know, I know that Sleepy Joe is like, oh, well, we're going to forgive all your student loans. Yeah, it didn't happen. Now you better make that monthly payment, or they can garnish your wages, take away your tax return, all of that stuff. And I've heard stories where they can start taking out of your Social Security, guys. Pay your debts, guys, or don't get in a bunch of debt in the first place. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.